So, one of the most critically acclaimed movies just recently released in Japan here in the US last Friday, but I had to wait a little while till I was able to see the movie. And was it worth the wait? Quick answer, yes. Your Name. So Your Name is a 2016 Japanese anime film from the studio who basically brought us Godzilla. Or at least to my viewers, Shin Godzilla. And of course the film was released here in the US by the king of anime distribution, Funimation Films. So, it was a real nice treat to at least get out of the ordinary everyday animation from what I usually watch or the live-action movies here, and instead take a look at a really beautifully, wonderful, well-crafted Japanese anime film. And it comes from the same director of The Garden in the Woods and Children Who Chase Lost Voices. So, we're obviously on a good track here when one of the most critically acclaimed directors obviously wound up putting his best into this feature film. But of course, let's get into the story because, well, we've got a lot to go off of here. So in the movie, we feature ourselves on two characters who somehow mysteriously wind up swapping bodies between each other. In that process, they wind up thinking about how they're going to get themselves out of this mess. How is it even going to work? Of course, in this process, both our characters here, who are named Taki and Mitsuha, these two are the ones that swap bodies. How she knows it is that one moment she winds up waking up and then suddenly feeling her breast. Which, of course, when she wakes up, she's back to her normal self. But obviously she winds up now in the body of Mitsuha. So, of course they have to make sure that they warn themselves in advance, in case they wind up swapping bodies over and 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 over again. So, they obviously take that precaution, but as soon as it focuses more on one character, suddenly something happens. And of course, it's up to Taki here to figure out how to solve this mysterious mystery on why they're swapping bodies over and over again. Could it have something to do with the meteor shower? Could it have something to do with the fact that they live in a bizarre society? Or is it because they wished upon the meteor shower? Well, you'll have to find out because for a while now they actually are playing this movie, but in select cinemas. Now keep this in mind. I have not seen a lot of movies by Makoto Shinkai. The only one that I've ever seen is The Children Who Chase Lost Voices, which aired on Toonami when they needed something to fill the time when they went back an hour. Which, it was good seeing that film on Toonami, but the other film I really want to see is Garden in the Woods. I think that film looks really beautiful looking, but that's not my point. It took me a while to see just how beautiful the animation is. Everything's been kicked into high notch with this movie. They definitely have pulled their strings to obviously bring us a very beautiful, a very well-crafted anime film here. I would even say that this belongs in my top 10 anime list. At least in movies. But of course, we have to talk to ourselves, what are the best parts? Other than the animation looking beautiful, the soundtrack is really, really wonderful. Like, I love the songs that are in this. I love the background music. Really, what else can I say? I mean, if it's La La Land good, I'll definitely pick up the soundtrack. That is, if Fred Myers or somebody actually has a hold of it. And actually, the most interesting part is that people actually got a chance to see it early at Anime Expo in LA, California. So, lucky to them. And it actually released literally a month before Japan actually got a chance to see it. How lucky are people when it comes to seeing movies? How? But other thing is, while I did get to see the movie, it wasn't the particular version I wanted to see. You see, there were two versions of this movie meant to be released in select theaters. One subbed, the other dubbed. Guess what I winded up getting? Subbed. Really? When I looked up the showings for this film, it said that this showing would be dubbed, not subbed. And keep this in mind, I went to an AMC theater to see this. As you can tell by the bucket right here. I really wanted to see the film dubbed, so I obviously didn't have to look down and focus on the character's mouth movement. I mean, unlike compared to Shin Godzilla, where I was focused on reading the subtitles and looking upwards on the situations and taking a break whenever the president spoke English. And yes, I do know that the guy was Japanese, and he had to take English courses. But in an odd, bizarre way, the screen I went to, I could actually see both the dialogue and subtitles all at once. So I didn't have to, literally scan down my eyes and then have to look back to see their expressions. So, it's good. Really wonderfully well crafted. Even though it was an actual bizarre thing to see a big screen compared to what I'm used to. Does it deteriorate from the movie? Absolutely not. It's just one of my cons, of course. It doesn't deteriorate from the movie experience. And I know there's a lot of people who are going online debating which is better, subbed or dubbed. I'm mixed. I could go either way on this situation. But in the long end, depending if I'm on a quick rush, I would prefer dubbed. Because that's what the majority of the time, that's what Toonami has. And partly Funimation. Bottom line is, guys, the Funimation film distributed movie from the director of Children Who Chase Lost Voices definitely is a beautifully well-crafted movie. If there's films that I say are beautiful, basically I would have to say either Castle in the Sky, Princess Mononoke, or quite literally this film here. I won't give it the highest rating just because of a certain couple of things in the movie. At times the middle felt a bit slow, but it still kept its pace with the beginning and end. You definitely were invested to what they were trying to do in that scenario and everything. But of course, it still won't deteriorate from the rating. And I will say that Your Name is worth watching and worth buying digitally. Or at least on Blu-ray, because I know Funimation's actually going to distribute this thing. Okay, so Your Name. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite anime movie of all time? Personally, I'm an Akira fan. Whatever your thoughts are, comment below and let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click on the channel name, or just wait for some end-slate cards to come in here if I feel like it, if you want to see more. And as always, I'm the Ferb Guy, and I'll see you guys for the next movie.